be talking about, this information not only will be helpful for you, but this video might also be helpful to the friends and the family and the people around you that you feel that you need them to hear this information. You need them to understand why that you feel the way that you do. So let me explain this to you in what I call the casserole theory. And what that is that after we have a traumatic loss, and most of us don't understand that until it actually happens to us. So this is unknown for other people that are coming to the event of your traumatic loss. So trust me, they feel compassion. They understand what's happened to you. They want to be there for you. So they will come to the wake or the funeral and the event afterwards. And they'll bring a mass card or a card, and they'll bring a casserole. And with that casserole, dropping that off and giving that piece of love and help so that you have food for the next several days, is their way of showing that they're helping. But the thing about it is, when they leave that event and they drop off that casserole dish, they go back to the life that they have. They go back home to their friends, to their family, to their spouses, their partners, their significant other. They go back to their work life. They go back to their neighborhood. They go back that night, and immediately their life starts to exactly the way it's always been. You, on the other hand, are left with all these casseroles in your refrigerator and no one else around in a lot of instances. And that can feel very alone because so many people were around you throughout the occurrence of the loss. And now that either the cremation has occurred, the burial, the celebration of life, and now you're by yourself. And as the person by yourself, you start becoming despondent, irritated, resentful, not understanding why they have abandoned you. But before this traumatic loss happened to you, you did the exact same thing when something occurred in someone else's life. When they had a traumatic loss, you got the mass card, you went to the event, you brought your casserole dish. When it's happening to us, we feel it's a totally different level, and our expectations of others become very constricted. And especially if we're not speaking to them and we're not telling them how we're feeling. And what I mean by that is, if we present ourselves continuously in a state of chaos and emotions, I think at that point it's up to our family members and our friends to speak to us about talking to someone, speaking with someone, therapy, a doctor's assistance, that type of thing. We can't shut everything out and everything down and think that we can do it on our own ourselves. We have to be able to verbalize what we need. And you can sit there and say, well, that's not the kind of person I am. Well, if you're going to keep doing the same thing in your grief and expect a different outcome, you will not get that. So you have to make a decision. You are the person in it. Only you can decide how to get out of it. It is not their job. They brought the casserole. It is not their job to figure it out. I hate to share that with you. It is our job because we are the one experiencing all of this pain, all of this loss, all of this despondence, and we have to be able to project what we need. We have to be able to talk. They are not mind readers. So I want you to think about that. And especially if this has been going on in your life now for several days or several weeks, or you're in the process of understanding that soon you might be losing this loved one, they might be going through a transition right now, and you're wanting to think about how do you handle that when the event is over and the casseroles are in your refrigerator. I hope this helps, and I hope that you make tomorrow a much better day.